Oh, we're back again. Oh, they know it. Hold on, a bit of a back feel there. Oh, feels good to be back. Feels really good. And since last time we spoke, hold on, let me get this a little bit better on the angle. Oh, here we go. Perfect. I know that those of you are listening to this particular podcast right now, you're not going to be able to see this, but this time round, I'm hoping that we are going to be putting this on YouTube too. So, welcome back. This is literally the Creative Slice with Lloyd James. Today, we are going to basically be talking about creative block. Now, I have spoken about this before, maybe about 2 years ago, maybe even 18 months ago, and I did a whole YouTube thing about to not be in a creative block and so on. But I really feel like I need to come back to it because I had a really good conversation with Flowtog. Now, I'll link him below. Jacob is such a good content creator, and we're having a good chat this morning. We're talking about basically the content creative block that you get where you kind of can't get inspired anymore and you're struggling. And that happens to the best of us. I mean, I've been there, and you kind of sit there in a rut and you're kind of like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do then? And how do I get myself back up and get that inspiration going and so on? So now what I want to talk about is that it's absolute bullshit that you should be in a creative block. Let me explain and let me go a little bit more in depth regarding this. When you are a creative and you are expected to basically come up with all these weird and wonderful ideas, it can be difficult to come up with something that is interesting, that's something that's going to connect with your audience, something that people are going to talk and rave about. But when you have used up basically all of those ideas and you are basically left to hang to dry, like you're hanging to dry. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and you just sat there and you're dry as. When you are really dry, does that even sound politically correct? Like, oh my God, I'm going off track. Those of you that got OCD and whatever, you are going, oh my God, you've probably tuned out by now. But this is, I'm keeping this raw. I'm just keeping this absolutely raw. Anyways, you're there and you got no juice left. And what you want to be able to do, get yourself into a routine of looking at the news. And you're going to think, what the hell, like looking at the news. And I don't mean jumping on Instagram or Facebook and having a little look on there and a squiz of what everyone else is doing. Get on the news, and my favorite thing to do is to go onto Google. And I've actually tailored Google Chrome for the news feed. If you just click on it if I click on it on my phone, it just comes up with different types of news that's relatable to what I'm interested in. So I've tailored that into the settings. And so when I literally open it up, it might be talking about marketing strategies. It might be talking about different lenses that might be launching soon. It might be about the new trends that are taking place in the fashion world, etc. You get the idea. And I sit there, and because there are probably about 15 different articles that just pop up, and some of them are super relevant, and some of them you just think, oh yeah, keep swiping. You're just like, swipe and disappear. What I do is I give them a bit of a read, and I actually copy and paste the link into a Google Docs. And on that Google Docs, I just put links to inspirational thoughts or ideas and research, and I literally copy paste the link in there. I might just put a little title from that particular link so I know what it's talking about, and I've got a bit of an idea when I go back to it in like a week's time, 2 weeks' time, a year's time, whatever. And it gives me a bit of a structure that, like, when I am completely dry, to come up with content that is relevant for my business or clients and so on, I can use that as a leverage to sort of refresh my mind and go back to these articles that I was reading. And although they are articles and they're more like what I like to have on there is research, but it just triggers my mind as to who the clientele is. And therefore, when I am creating for a client, then I am able to really focus my creative side that is in tune with their thoughts. So that's really, really, really super important. And I think I'll do another little podcast thing where I'll go more in depth about how you relate your work to the clients, because it's all well and nice you creating the sickest like LUT or transition or like flow of your workflow basically. But you don't want to be creating content that is just all about you. I mean, it's great and people will approach you for your flavor and your style. I get that. But you got to remember that not everyone has got basically the same style as you. Anyway, that will be for another story. But coming back to the creative block, so I use these links and I go there and I try and refresh my mind by looking at it and sort of like looking at where my train of thought was when I was reading that particular article at that time. Another thing that I love to do is get onto Pinterest. And I don't just mean get onto it and just randomly look at images. I've already preset all my saved mood boards. I've got them all on there. And as I go along and weekly, daily, and I'm talking to people and I get inspired or I might see something, I'll be like, oh, this is pretty cool. I just create all these different boards and I sit there and I'll just go back to them and go, oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. Or, you know, it might inspire me to like rethink something through and trying to deliver a piece of content that's either for personal use for myself or whether it's for a client. So that's two pieces of tactics, if you want to call it that, strategies that I've just given you so you do not get, well, when you do fall into the creative block, you will never be stuck on what to do. A third one that I really, really like and I use almost every single day, I know it's going to sound really, really odd. I'm a big fan of newsletters. And you're going to think, oh my God, just another newsletter and just another piece of marketing material that's come into my inbox that's clogging it up. You're going to press delete. Now, hear me out. Marketing through email is so powerful. I'm going to repeat that. Marketing through email is just the end thing. It's more powerful than your Instagram right now. Just take my word for it. What I love to do is when I get email marketing blogs or whatever that come through and whatever I've signed up to, I actually label them and I put them into a little separate folder and I keep them in there. So again, when I feel a bit less inspired, I will go back to those newsletters and I will look at the style, the way they've been delivered. I will look at the content. I will look at the way they've been written, and I will just basically try and get a flow and a flavor. So to see if I can utilize that material into my workflow. Now, people, what you need to get into the habit of is creating those regular, consistent habits that are going to benefit you later on when you are stuck for ideas. So when I look at those newsletters, I like to look at marketing stuff. I'm a bit like that, a bit the old geeky side, and I like the marketing aspect of things. But go on to marketing, let them come through. And yes, some of them is totally irrelevant. And do you know what? I always say, if it's totally irrelevant and you think, this is absolute, it just smells bad, just click delete. But if you feel like there's a bit of a tingle, you just think, there's something that's tickling me like there. I quite like it. And it's just like a little ding, 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 ding. Do you know what I mean? Like a pop, 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 pop. When you feel that, I reckon save it, put it into a little folder, leave it there, forget about it. And then you've got that piece of resource there, whatever you want to use it. So I think that's super, super useful. You don't ever get into that creative block and you sat there for like a week and not knowing what to do. So that's 3 strategies I've just given you for absolutely free. Anyway, that's 3 strategies I've just given you. Thank me later. I don't drink beer. I love sparkling water. So if you want to send me a crate of sparkling water. But yeah, so that's basically it. I just wanted to keep this one nice and sweet and just give you that inspiration about how can you overcome the creative block and you sitting there and feeling sorry for yourself and basically keep going around in circles. Well, don't do it. I've just given you 3 strategies for free. Oh, whatever. You know what? If you like this, just share it with a mate. That's all I'm asking you to do. Share it. Maybe connect with me on Instagram. These days I'm on LinkedIn as well now. Like apparently like LinkedIn is a new thing. So I'm on LinkedIn too now. Maybe just send me a good old-fashioned email. And if you are really, really old school, just send me a letter. We'll just come and knock on the door, have a cup of tea, and then, do you know what I mean? We can just nut it out and just have a good old chinwag about it all. Thumbs up, comment below. My name's Lloyd James. You are on the Creative Slice Flow. I'm a rapper these days. Oh, my God. Oh, do you know what? I'm a rapper. And on that note, you're right. I reckon I should just... I'll just wrap it up here, like whatever, because now I'm just talking rubbish, and so that's it really. I ain't no radio presenter, I ain't no podcaster, I don't know, I just like the sound of my own voice to it. Whatever, guys. Anyway, you're probably tuned off by now, but anyway, I basically I'll see you on the next one, whatever stuff I just want to talk about and just word vomit onto here. Whatever's, laters, I'll catch yous, you knows. Let's go. Oh, dear. Do you reckon that was all right? Oh, best edit. Still recording. Got no idea. Anyway, all right. Gone now. Gone skis. This is all right. Come in. Could this be the real? Could this be the intro? I reckon this could be the intro. Hello and welcome to the Creative Slice with Lloyd James. The Creative Slice with Lloyd James. Welcome. Is this like the BTS bit? All right. Anyway, whatever. See ya.